Good morning, everyone, here on the West Coast. Good afternoon to everyone else in any other time zone, pretty much. I'm Erin, Business Development Manager here over at Softree. I'm excited today to introduce our Friday webinar topic, which is bridge site design. With me is Jack Rymack, one of our applications engineers, and he's going to be taking us through this example. Just a couple quick pieces of housekeeping before we get going. First off, you are muted, and we are going to keep it that way, but we encourage you to ask questions and engage with us through the Q&A section of your GoToWebinar panel. So you can ask questions, Jack and I will see it, and we will respond to it at appropriate times. And then secondly, you can watch this webinar again and again. We are recording it, and per usual, we'll be posting it up onto our YouTube page. And a link to that will be sent out after the presentation. So, bridge site design, what Jack is going to show you today. He's going to open up an original design in location module, export the road edges and the slope stakes, merge it into the original ground back in our terrain module. From there, he's going to calculate the bridge abutments, and then after that, design the retaining wall components. Now, I wanted to put a little bit of a disclaimer. We know that we're actually going to be going over time on this one. So Jack will give a nice natural pause at the end of the calculation of the bridge abutments. And for those of you who have a couple extra minutes of time, we encourage you to spend 10 more minutes with us at that point, probably taking us somewhere around 40 or 45 minutes overall for this presentation to get through the retaining wall component, as it is just a little bit more work that we need to do to show you it, which takes us over time. So I'm going to keep this nice and short, passing it over to Jack after I just quickly give a little public servicing announcement for some of our upcoming webinars. We've got culvert replacement and fish passage happening on Friday, May 27th. Road design using LiDAR actually going to be done on a Thursday. We know there's some folks that can't join us on Friday, so we're doing one on a Thursday. That's June the 9th, 11 a.m. An introduction to Softree Optimal, Friday, June the 24th. You can join all of these webinars by going to our website, www.softree.com, and clicking on the free webinars button, now located in the top upper right-hand corner. Okay, with that, Jack, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thanks, Erin. I'm just going to get rid of this screen, and I'll be with you in a sec. As Erin said, my name is Jack Rymack. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up an original design and start by exporting a bridge approach from both sides to a bridge. You can see that we have a bridge no cut, no fill section here. And then we have a road portion after and before the bridge. Let's just go and export this right now. File, save as. What I'm going to do is save it as a terrain file. I've got one that already I'm going to use, and I'm going to overwrite it. It's called Bridge Designed. I'm not going to export the section points. I'm just going to export, I'm not going to even export the center line. I'm just going to export the road edges, the slope stakes. Slope stake left, slope stake right, and road edge left, road edge right. Done. Next step, merge into the original ground. Open up the original ground. Press the merge button. Browse for bridgedesign.ter. So this is the simplest creation of bridge abutments that you can possibly do in our software. We're going to do this one, and I'll show you it in 3D, and then we're going to go on to the next more complicated one, which is actually grading in our software. Here you go. This is what the simplest version of a bridge abutment looks like. Rotate it around in a 3D window a little bit just so you can see all sides. Just a straight face down. Next step. Bring in my bridge terrain, bridge design terrain into an empty file. I'll show you how to do the next one. I'm going to just open up the bridge terrain and bridge design.tr into an empty terrain. I'm going to just use the road edges for this. Join the road edges and close them from if they haven't closed from this side. Right click, modify selected features, close. I'm going to do the same thing for the other road edges. Select this side, right click, modify selected features, join first, and then right click, modify selected features, close. Select both of these road edges. I'm going to delete everything else. I don't need the slope stakes anymore. Right click, select, invert selection. Delete all those. Just press delete on your keyboard. Copy the. I'm not going to do the south road. I'm going to use the south road for the more advanced design later on in the demonstration. I'm just going to use the north road, so I'm going to copy. Control C, copy the south road portion onto the clipboard. Open up an empty terrain. Paste it in. Control V for paste, as in Victor. Save it. File. Save as. Overwrite. Southroad.tr here. Close this. Delete this one. I don't need it anymore. Bring in my my original ground as a background, just so I can see what it looks like as a point of reference. Active window plan options. So right click, active window plan options. Background tab, add, original ground, open, press OK. There's my original ground. So basically you can't select anything in the original ground. It's just basically an image of the original ground, just using it as a point of reference. Now it's time to grade our road down to the original ground. Just need to know which way I'm going to grade. I think I'm grading to the right. Yes, I'm grading to the right. Yes. Press the grade button, which is up here. Toggle on right. Target surface is going to be browse for original ground. I want to change my slopes to a 1-to-1 cut and fill. Create slope lines of 1 meter spacing all the way around. Set calculate tin, set daylight to tin boundary, calculate tin, calculate volumes. Press OK. If you notice, this says final here. It should actually be original. The OG3 is the original ground, and that should be the final. So there is a little bit more cut than there's fill once you do your grading. This is what it looks like. Recalculate one more time because I don't like the fact that my my fill is going into my my stream, which is right here. Let me regrade. Change my slope to be a little bit steeper for both cut and fill. Recalculate again. Cut's still pretty high. Fill is coming down, obviously. There we go. Pretty nice if I do say so. Just to reiterate what I did. First of all, what I did was I opened up an original design, exported a few features, the road edges, the slope stakes, out to the terrain file. Merge the terrain file into the original ground, and the road edges and the slope stakes just naturally create a vertical wall, which is our bridge abutments. The simplest form of our bridge abutments. This is more advanced, a little bit more advanced, creating a fill by grading down to the surface. I'm going to save this as North Terrain and then merge it in. File, save as North Road. Open up my original ground. Merge. Press the merge button, which is right here. Turn off a few of these options. Browse for North Road. There. It created a hole in this area right here. Got rid of all the contours because it needed to actually create this hole. It got rid of the tin and the contours. I'm going to regenerate those back. Press the Generate Tin button. Calculate triangles, calculate contours, minor contours, major contours. There we go, back. And it looks like the contours are running quite nicely. They go parallel to the road, and then coming out they fall along the terrain. Let's just take a look at this in 3D. Pretty nice. Nice. If you wanted to make that wall a little bit more vertical, you could, just by changing, when you did your grading, just by changing the slope, the fill slope. There was a question, is it possible to grade the leading edge slopes to avoid filling in the stream and leave the cut fill slopes at 1-to-1 at the rest of the road? Yes, it is. If you wouldn't mind, just because of time constraints, if you are interested in this kind of stuff, then just give me a call and I will help you with that personally. Okay, just a little recap of what I've done. Again, brought in a terrain from a design, used the road edges to create a slope down, graded it down to the surface at a 2-to-1 or 2-to-1, 1.5-to-1, no, 2-to-1 slope, and then merge that into my existing terrain. I'm just reading some of the questions here. Just bear with me for a sec. Yeah. Did that answer your question, the previous question that was there? All you can just do is just acknowledge yes or no, and If not, then I can help you personally with that. All right, let's move on. I'm going to manipulate the, just to show you a little bit more on this, I'm going to manipulate the, open up the North Road again, manipulate the edges a little bit more. Invert selection. Oh, no. Invert selection. And I'm going to delete all of those slope lines. Let me just manipulate this road a little bit more and show you how to regrade it, change the shape of it a little bit more. And then regrade it again, just to show you how it looks differently. If you don't want to if you don't want to change the slope, you could actually cut off the road at around here and cut it off right here. Delete those portions. And then close the road. So it takes a little bit of more of fiddling around, but you can manipulate the road any way you want to. Let me just close it, modify selected features, close, and then regrade. So I'm going to just change it back to 1:1, just because I don't want to have it at 1.5. Okay. I still have some remnants of, I'm going to select everything other than this. Invert selection and just delete everything and then redo it. I'm going to change my road so it's exactly the same as it was before. There, that looks better. I'm going to save this out. And then I've maintained my slope at 1:1. It's nice. And don't have to worry about any kind of stream issues. Open up my original ground and merge it in. generate my tin and contours. Okay, that being said, done, I'm going to save this as original ground plus North Road. Then I'm going to go to more advanced stuff, creating an actual wall, a retaining wall where you could use as your abutment. Start with an empty terrain. Again, this is a little bit more advanced stuff. If you guys want to stick around for this, you're more than welcome to. I'd like to show you how to do it. I'm going to open up my South Road first as a background, just as a point of reference again. Okay, turn off my lock scale, zoom extents. Insert a wall that I have here. Insert a retaining wall. Now, creation of this beyond this demonstration, if you would like to have help on how to create a retaining wall, I could do that for you. Just give us a call and we could do that. Let's just take a look at this in 3D. Window, new window, graphics, 3D. What happened to my wall? Let me just view current point. Right click. There it is. It's just a wireframe right now. No, I have a question here. Is the undo command functioning for as many steps as we like? You can't do it as many steps as you like. You can only do 10 undos. All right, let's start designing our wall. First of all, we have to position it in the correct position. I've selected all the wall. Remember, the road is actually not in this design. I can't select any portions of the road. I'm going to move this wall to a good position. Zoom in, pick it up, use Control M to select all the features. Then I'm going to rotate the wall once I got it to the place I like centered. If you hover over the, move your cursor over, you'll see it turns into a rotation cursor. You can just click and drag and rotate that wall. If I hover over my road edge, you'll notice that the little pop-up screen says that this elevation is at 199.7. I want my wall to be just slightly below that, so I'm going to select the top of my wall, which is this feature. It says B wall top. And then select everything else, and that will maintain this as the current feature. And everything else will move relative to that current feature. Right click, modify selected features, shift. I'm going to just, since it was supposed to be at 199.7, I'm going to just move it just slightly below that, maybe 199.6. Shift it to elevation 199.6. Press OK. And see the elevation has changed up here for the top of the wall. The rest of these features are a little bit below that. So you can see this is at 198.1. This is at 198.6. All right, next step is to generate my ballast underneath my wall. Again, I want to bring in my point of reference in the background. Go into Active Window Plan Options. I'm going to remove the road, but I'm going to add the original ground plus North Road, just again as a point of reference, just so I can see if I'm going to be falling into my stream. Again, select the outside feature, which is the bottom of your wall. We're going to grade again. This time I got to grade again to the right. Press the grading button to the right. There is a question here, just wondering if your team has thought of doing a webinar on simple level 1 crossings. For example, drawing plans for a temporary 9-meter steel bridges on small streams using road and stream traverse data. That's a great idea. We might incorporate that into our future webinars. Thank you for that. I'm going to grade this down to ballast, can probably hold up to a little bit steeper fill. Don't need to worry about the cut. I'm just going to worry about the fill. 1/2 to 1. Create slope lines. 1/2 meter. Set daylight. And calculate 10 and calculate what. Before I do anything else, before I press OK, it's going to just tell me that I don't have the correct file up there, so I'm just going to select what I'm going to be grading to. Original ground plus North Road. And there we go. All right, it hasn't fallen into the stream, so that's nice. Let's save this as our final retaining wall, and then merge it in. File, save as, retaining wall 2. Open up that original ground plus North Road. Merge, which is this button here. Browse for retaining wall 2. Now, if I have a couple more minutes of your time, I would just, after I calculate this 10, I just need a couple more minutes of your time to merge in the design and merge in the South Road so that it's tying into the wall. Let's just see what the wall looks like before we do that. There it is. Okay. Save this as original ground plus North Road and South retaining wall. Yes. Now let's open up our North Road, or sorry, our South Road. Sorry. There's that South Road that I pasted into an empty terrain all the way at the beginning of this demonstration. Bring in our point of reference, right click, point of reference file, active window plan options, background, add, original ground plus north road and south retaining wall. Press open. OK. So again, the background is like it is, just simply like it's called. It's just a picture. It's a background. You can't select any of the features in the background. I'm going to be grading to my left this time. Press the grade button, and if everything goes well, it shouldn't actually go over the wall. It should get slopes on either side of the wall coming across. Grading. To the left. Might as well browse for my file right now. And I'm going to change my cut to 1:1, my fill to 1 3:1, 1 1/3 to 1. Interpolate 1/2 meter slope lines. Set daylight, calculate 10, calculate volumes. Okay, so again, this should be the original, and we've got slightly more fill than we have cut in this side of the road. And there it is. It's probably running into the stream a little bit more than I would like, but I can live with that. Save this as south graded. File, save as south road graded. Open up my original ground, which is this one. Merge. Browse. South road graded. Generate my contours. There. It's doing just exactly what it should do. It should follow the slope lines at a perpendicular to the slope lines, the contours, and then it should go around. The contour should actually go around the bottom of the retaining wall. Let's take a look at this in 3D. There it is. It's pretty good if I do say so. Well, thank you very much for sitting in on our bi-weekly webinar series. As Aaron said, please join us in on future webinars every couple of weeks. And there is one that's going to happen on a Thursday, as Aaron said. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thanks again, everyone.